Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am super excited to bring this review to you today, and I really do mean that. I know I say that often, but to officially kick off the 40th anniversary of Transformers, we have from Takara Tommy, Transformers Missing Link C-01 Convoy with the trailer, and C-02 Convoy Anime Edition. Basically, what these are, for those of you who maybe aren't aware, but these are redos of the original Generation 1 uh, Optimus Prime Convoy toy, which actually came from Diaclone. It was known as Battle Convoy, and it's the same basic design, but now with articulation. You have elbows, wrists, hands, head swivels, the whole sheboygan. Sheboygan. And they are super cool and really fun. Now, I got this set from Amazon Japan. It should be shipping now. I'm not sure if it's still in stock, but if not, I'm sure they'll refresh sooner than later. Other American retailers are actually expected to get these later in the year, closer to May. But then again, they might start shipping sooner, so I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off taking a look at C-01, and that's the original Convoy in the toy colors that comes with the trailer. Okay, so here it is, Convoy, otherwise known as Optimus Prime. I'm sure I'll be bouncing back and forth. And if you were a child in 1984, this was the toy you got for Christmas, birthday, or you wish you had. Um, Apparently, I didn't think this was that popular in Japan because of the Diaclone releases, but apparently, in a little brochure that was included with the packaging, they said that when it was initially released, it actually sold out and was hard to keep in stock. Now, keep in mind, I don't think they got the G1 toys until 1985, so there was a little bit, or Convoy wasn't released until then. I'm not really sure of the release schedules, but also speaking of the packaging, 2 years of work to recreate the original packaging. They actually got the original artist to do some new drawings in the style, but to also highlight the new articulation. And of course, what's funny is if you actually look at it, the figure really can't move that way. But what is interesting is they do include the original styrofoam trays, and they're even stamped C-01, C-02. But the truck does roll, real rubber tires. Um, right now, this looks like the original Optimus Prime and the original Convoy. That is what they were going for. Um, I don't really think there's anything you can see in vehicle mode, maybe outside of the little painted details that would tell you, hey, this is not um, the original toy. It's really only until you get into the handling of it, as we move the trailer out of the way, um, and get into the transformation, that you're going to see the differences. And let me tell you real quick, right off the bat, the differences are, I think I counted, there's like maybe four slight differences between the original Convoy Optimus Prime transformation and this. Right off the bat, I do want to mention one thing that you can probably notice from the toy is that there is now an included matrix and matrix chamber. The matrix is removable. The hands can actually hold it. Now, this is the gold one. This comes with the toy version of Convoy. But what's also nice is if you reach in a little further, you can actually, and I almost missed this in the instructions. By the way, speaking of the instructions, if you get both sets, use the ones for the complete toy set because they're bigger. For whatever reason, with the anime edition, the instructions were shrunk down and the print is very hard to see and read. But this whole chamber can be released, and you have the original Diaclone seats for the pilots. So if you have Diaclone pilots, they're going to fit in there. So that's really cool. But that can just fit in like that. And now for the transformation, starting off just the way we did. Bring the arm out like this. But now you want to keep going, fold the wrist out with the attached fist. That was something that they had said they had wanted to, they had always felt bad about and wanted to correct, was that you had to parts form the hands. Now you have a completely uh, inclusive, integrated, perfect transformation. Bring the arm up slightly. That's just to give you some space. Repeat it again on this side. This is the classic Optimus Prime transformation, always repeated in the show. Next, what you can do is flip up the back panel here. This will reveal the head, toy accurate colors and design. Now the wrists were the first thing that you had to do different. The next thing is you want to come down here and unpeg the wheels from the side and rotate them up. Next, you're going to come behind the vehicle and unpeg the legs. Again, another new step, and you're going to flare them out ever so slightly. You got to get over that ridge and bring them down, just like so. Now, be very careful with this next step. You're going to laugh, but as you can see right there on my finger, I actually pinched my finger flipping up the feet. And the feet hinges are actually different now to allow for the pivot there. So just be careful with that. So you would think we're done, but there is actually one more step. And this is one of I would say is the one that's like I wish it was done a little bit differently, give us a little bit better of a like design. You want to pull the legs apart, and they're on a track, and basically you're spreading them out the hips. They kind of do snap into place, and I think that's the spacing you want. So then you can bring the side panels, the wheels back down, bring the arms down, and there you have uh, oops, Convoy in its robot mode. Now let's talk about the articulation real quick as I try to adjust the camera to where I want it. Okay, well, for right off the bat, in terms of articulation, the arm movement is the same. There's now ratchets in the elbow. I don't remember on the original toy if there was. The wrist can swivel and the hands can open and close. They do have the molded in port to hold the weapon. The head can just rotate. I thought maybe it was on a ball joint, but no, it just rotates. There is a slight waist swivel. I mean, let's do that. Yeah, very slight right there. But what also is neat is if you grab the torso here, you do have a bit of an ab crunch. So you can get Optimus Prime hunched over. Unfortunately, it's either that position or closed. I don't see that, so I don't really see that being used that much. In terms of the hips, you do have the forward movement, you have a lateral movement, just like that. Did show you the feet, and over 90 degrees deep ratcheting knee bend. Oh, and let me just mention, and this goes for both of them, die-cast chest, die-cast feet. Um, Pretty much, I think whatever was die-cast on the original toy is die-cast here. So yeah, uh, pretty cool, I think. So let's go ahead and bring in the animation edition of Optimus Prime. Now, as you can see, I have it posed with its weapons. They did redo the ion blaster, that the grip now is a proper peg, so you're not holding it from the stock. On the animation edition, this back section is painted. We'll do a little comparison when we get to the trailer. Just put that off to the side. And they did even include the Energon axe. And this is really cool. Opens from the bottom, flips on, slips off. One complaint I do have, and this is really more for the animation edition, um, because it affects it more. Um, there's no weapon storage in the vehicle mode. So if so if you want to carry around the animation edition and fiddle with it, you're going to have these accessories separate. It would have been nice if they could have worked something in. There is a peg hole for a stand, not included. I think Hasbro and Dakar really need to start selling the stands if they're going to keep including the peg holes. But in terms of difference between the toy, first of all, let's start off with the head. Um, I thought it was a different head, but actually it's just painted differently. The animation edition is using a lighter blue on the head, blue eyes, a different detail painting on the face. It's a gray instead of silver, and the nose is painted. You can also see that the color of the windshields are different, and just for the sake of showing it, as you can see there, you have the more animation accurate matrix, and here you have the all chromed out, blinged out matrix. So we got that going. Again, just want to mention again, die cast. The matrices are not die cast though. Moving down, now there are some sticker details. I am not stickering this toy. I want to keep it as pure as possible, and I don't know how. And the animation accurate is really going to be my main one, so I don't know how animation accurate the stickers are, but they're just here for the lights and the bumper. Obviously, with the C-01 convoy, there's a lot more for the trailer, but we'll get into that more. But moving down, you can see that. Now, the big thing here is I thought the figure had different forearms. It doesn't. It's just that on the C-01, the detailing here in the forearms and on the legs is painted in, and you also have different painting here on the feet. So you have all that different. Back, basically the same. And then, of course, um, the Autobot symbols. The design and the placement are different. Let's see if I can do this. This is the original toy symbol. This is the animation symbol. That's just really more of the line art and not painted in. And also on the CO1, the original, you have the forearms, the colors. Excuse me, the stickers on both arms. Here, cartoon accurate to just that forearm. So a lot of fun. Uh, you can do a lot of stuff with this. I mean, it really is like I don't want to say it's the Optimus Prime we all grew up wanting, but it's I mean it really is that step between the original Diaclone molds and then what we started getting later on into the very late 80s and into the 90s in terms of the articulation. Now, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go transform back into the cab. Uh, First thing you want to do, just for you know, just for your ease, bring the arms up, bring them out to the side there. Go ahead, flip the head back if you want. You can do that now. Um, bring up these side panels. Uh, push the legs in. They do actually peg together. They'll peg together better once the leg transformation is done. Carefully bring the feet down. And now what you're going to do is rotate them back, flare them out a little just to get them over that little ridge, just like so. And yeah, you are going to see the knees are going to want to bend, and then press it all together. That will help bring the hip section here together, but keep that legs together. And then bring down the wheels, peg them in, bring down the shoulders, flip the wrists in, and then just do the classic transformation back into the cab, just like so. Easy peasy, not too difficult. Again, this wasn't meant to change the transformation, it was meant to enhance it ever so slightly, which I think it did. And again, rubber wheels, people. So, yeah, so there we go, back into the cab. So we'll pause now and we'll take a look at the trailer. Okay, now again, I just want to mention the trailer only comes with C-01 Convoy, the toy edition. I really think it should have come with the animation edition as well. I understand why they kept it separate, but I'll be very honest with you. This is how I'm going to display uh, this set with the animation cab and the trailer. So there's that. Now the trailer does transform, does have the features that you should be used to. So let's go ahead and flip out these side panels to keep it up. Come around to the back here. Uh, that'll open up. And here happens to just be sitting there. This is a C-01's axe, and you can see the difference between the animation axe. And then just go ahead, pop this open. Kind of tight. Oh, God. Oh, I don't want to hurt myself. Oh, there we go. Okay, and it's popped open. So let me adjust the camera a little. Uh-huh, uh-huh. And I do apologize. I am trying to keep all of this, in, but it does get a little big. Few things to note. Rollers wheels do come on a sprue. You just pop them off and then pop them on. This is C-01's Ion Blaster. Again, for the comparison with the anime edition, you can see the difference in the back stock there. Other than that, uh, it fits just the way it should. Um, nothing really to it. I do want to mention that the instructions show that while the hose here, the fueling hose, can be pegged in there and stay, the ion blaster, when the platform is open, is meant to peg in over here. But here's the problem, you can't leave it there when it closes. So, I mean, just for my own sanity, I just pegged it into roller. And I guess you can put it over here, maybe. I guess, I don't know. You can't really interfere with that drone there. But, so yeah, roller. Obviously, if you also want to recreate the play feature of the toy, you can peg the fueling pump in, but that's more of a Diaclone gimmick than a Transformers gimmick. Also, even though the tab is here on the back, the spring-loaded launching of roller is not included. Um, but you can also rotate this around to get the signal light, which is from the cartoon. And roller can, of course, roll down the ramp. Let's try that again. There you go. Uh, Plastic wheels, not rubber, by the way. So we've got that fueling station. Let's activate the tower here. Just bring it up like so. Bring up this antenna. We do have the knob here. I think I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, got to present the sides there. Sorry, guys, but you can, of course, there's the dial there, and you just saw something I was trying to hide. Uh, it is very tight, but you can, with your thumb, rotate the radar dish. And as you just saw, they didn't include the launcher for roller, but they included the launcher and missiles for the drone. And they both fire. Kind of cool, kind of neat. Good thing my cat wasn't watching. She'd be jumping on it. These two come on a separate sprue. You just pop them off. You get four, so there's two there. Bringing the Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I made this clear. The trailer wheels are also rubber as well. You can go ahead, bring this arm around, rotate it around like so, bring it up. Claw does open. And then the cool part also, like with Optimus Prime, The canopy here does open. If you have a Diaclone pilot, old Diaclone pilot, you can pop that in. So that is really nice. Unfortunately, by the way, there is no storage for the Energon axe. That's a little disappointing. And from what I can feel, you don't have the metal plates here where you could magnetize because the Diaclone pilots had magnetic feet. So that's not there. But you do have the little stations where they can sit. The final gimmick for the oh, and you know, by the way, you can close this up with this sticking up. You can, have it up as a repair bay for Optimus Prime. But the final gimmick is you want to lift up on this section slightly, slide it forward, and oh boy, this pops out. And I'm trying to do it. I had a hard time doing it the first time. Put that out of the way just in case. I had a hard time doing it the first time, but it does. There we go. Does slide off. Plastic wheels. Now, for this mode, you are meant to rotate the radar dish down and then close up the arm and just bring it to the back here. I do believe, because it does say this happened in the cartoon, and I do believe it was done in the cartoon. I don't remember. I don't remember seeing it. So there's that. Unfortunately, unlike with Masterpiece 44, you can't take this section off to use it as a stand. And I don't think, yeah, there's no way for Roller to tow it or anything like that. And I don't think there's, yeah, there isn't the post for Roller to tow the trailer either. But then again, those are more of the masterpiece uh, masterpiece gimmicks rather than the actual original toy gimmicks. So, and then to close things up, just bring it back like this. Uh, Trying not to grab it so I hit the triggers, just like so. Let's reattach the hose here. Rubber hose, by the way, rubber hose. So rubber tires, rubber hose. Then roll it back in like so. And if you so desire, well, here, you know what? Um, let's try if I can peg the. I don't know what that doesn't. That does not want to sit there because that was an alternate position for the gun. But so let's just go ahead and peg this into roller storage. Throw the axe in. Oop, close up this section just like that. It's gotta line it up just right. There you go. Close the front. Bring these back. Now I do notice there is another post here, and I wonder what that's for, but I'm not sure. But you were looking at the front section, and just line it up just like that. And yeah, here we are back into vehicle mode. I'm using the animation accurate cab for the trailer. I think that looks really cool. So, not much more to say in this regard. I'm sure some of you can guess what my final thoughts are going to be. And so, without further ado, let's get to that right now. Yeah, I had to try to recreate the pose. Don't forget, this pose comes from Mobile Suit Gundam. Um, I'm actually having to hold down the stand because Prime is just too heavy. But yeah, this is about as good as you can get with the articulation, and it is actually shown on one of the packaging arts or on the brochure for this figure. Um, I think these are fantastic. Now, if I was only going to recommend one, I would say go with C-01, the Convoy Optimus Prime, the toy accurate edition with the trailer, because you get the full complete set. Why the animation version didn't come with a trailer, I don't know. I mean, the trailer was a big part of the cartoon as well, so that could have been included. Um, and I think it really is a mistake for it to not be here. But if you're going to get both, you can do what I do and just swap them around. But definitely, if you can only get one, then I would go with the Convoy with the trailer. As I said, these are shipping from Amazon Japan. I don't know if um, I think they're in stock now, but if not, you might have to wait a little to get them. But definitely, um, this is a fantastic set, and like I said, I'm not sure if this is really the Optimus Prime we were waiting for per se, but it's definitely a fun one to have to the collection. Now, there's been rumors if they're going to continue the missing link line. And I'll be honest with you, I think it should end with Optimus Prime because then it becomes a question of who are they going to do? It's going to be a trade off between popularity and ease of updating the designs. And then if it's something like Megatron, it's going to be very difficult to get here in the United States. I would say just leave it with Optimus Prime. It's probably going to be the most popular one to begin with. Um, and that's about it. I mean, maybe do an Autobot car, but then it's like, again, it gets into like, well, which one do you do? This and that. And I don't know. But personally, I think they should just leave the missing link line with Optimus Prime, and that's about it. Um, but definitely, if you can afford it and you're in the market, the price isn't too bad for what you get. Uh, Definitely consider picking up one or both of these releases. That's about it for the review. If you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe. Well, I always appreciate the views. The likes, comments, and subscriptions help communicate to YouTube through the algorithms that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. You know the spiel, but as I always say, your views are more than thanks enough. Once again, I mean, I really, for all these years, can't do it without you guys, and I really do appreciate it. So, once again, for C-01 Convoy, C-02 Animation Convoy, Optimus Prime for the Missing Link Line, this is your old pal Chuck, and we will see you next time.